Okay, LeetCode number 217 contains duplicate. Start the timer. So we've got given an integer array nums, return true if any value appears at least twice in the array. The return false if every element is distinct. So just detect if there is a duplicate, just return true. If there is no duplicates, return false. Okay. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 1. This would return true. There is a duplicate because we see 1 in the beginning, 1 in the end. And the explanation, element 1 occurs at the indices of 0 and 3. Example 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be false because it's all unique values. All elements are distinct. And then this one, obviously, it's going to be true because it has a bunch of duplicates here. The constraints are going to be 1 at least. Length is going to be, it could be a really large number for the array length, and it can contain a lot of negative numbers or positive numbers. So now to solve this, what could we do? I think one way of doing this is creating a hash and just have a value as the key, and then check if this key or this value exists in the hash keys, and if it does, then you can return false. If not, then you could return true. So I think a hash is a good first approach, so let's try that. So we'll call this dictionary unique, or let's just call it values. And then we're just going to iterate the array. So we got for I in, we could just do for I in nums. And then we first want to check if I in values, then return true, meaning if it's in the, right now we're saying if the current index or the current value we're looking at in the array, if it exists in the values hash, or rather the dictionary, then we know that that's a duplicate because it's already existing in there. So we're just going to return true, meaning yep, there's duplicates. And then else, we're not going to every time just create a new value for this. So we're going to create a new key, and so we're going to say values, and the key is going to be the value we're iterating for. So we just store it as like true. And then now it's just been adding everything to this. Now, because throughout the entire iteration of this loop, it has not been able to detect something that has been already stored in the dictionary, and it was not able to fire return true, we can then assume that there was no duplicates that were found. So at the end of the array, we're done with the array. Outside of it, at the end of the function, we can then just say return false. Now if you run that and we submit that, there's our answer. Now there could potentially be more shortcut solutions to this, but that's the one I came up with, and probably one of the most common ways people have come up with this solution. Seems like it is. Do I want to see the alternate? I think just for that video explanation, I'll leave it at that.